Here I will explain you the reason for the drop in the number density of ions or electrons. Drop in Ne or Ni. Usually in probe theory we express the electron saturation current as 1 by 4 charge of electron, number density of electron, thermal velocity of electron, area of the probe. So E is a constant. So my Ne is extracted from this equation. Electron saturation current is taken from the Cara. Probe area, we know thermal velocity is dependent on the electron temperature, which will be estimated in a different way. So if I have to rewrite this equation, electron number density is nothing but 4 times saturation current divided by E VETH, area of the probe. Now this is the expression used to calculate the number density of electrons in plasma. Now what issue is happening? So we can see that in this expression the number density of electron is predominantly dependent on the electron saturation current which we see in the Cara and the area of the probe that we decide. Now usually this electron saturation current used to be in 10 power minus 6 ampere for a double probe in low pressure plasma, in microamperes. But what we get in our setup is 10 power minus 9 ampere. So there is a 3 order drop as far as this parameter is concerned. Now coming to the probe area, usually people use 1 centimeter length and 1 mm dia probe tip. That's the kind of probe people use to take the Cara. But here we are using a PCB board whose length is 15 centimeter, width is 10 centimeter, whose area is 1.5 10 power minus 2 meter square. Usually the 1 centimeter by 1 mm radius probe tip, the conventional one people use for that, the probe area comes to be 10 power minus 6 meter square. But our PCB board, which is almost 1000 times greater in area compared to the conventional one, it has 10 power minus 2 meter square. Its dimension is, its probe area is in 10 power minus 2 range. So again, if you see, there is a increase in area by 4 orders. So what is happening is in the numerator there is a drop by 3 orders, in the denominator there is an increase in 4 orders, which is taken to the numerator minus 4, 10 to the power minus 7. So the kind of probe we are choosing and the amount of current we are getting in our setup is resulting in a drop of number density by 7 orders, 10 to the power minus 7. Now that's the reason why we are getting such a low number density. Usually the number density of charged particles in the plasma is 10 to the power 11 per centimeter cube. That's the values we used to get. As far as our Cara is concerned, for our setup, we are getting 10 to the power 11 per meter cube. So there is a 6 order drop. The reason is this: the current is reduced by 3 order, the area is increased by 4 orders, and these two are making an effect in the number density. Otherwise there is no issues with the equation or the probe theory or the code or whatever. The thing is, We use the conventional probe area, which is 1 centimeter in dia, 1 centimeter in length and whatever, that small size, but we are not able to get a cara. So in order to get, we are increasing the area predominantly, very huge increase in area, and that is making a direct impact in the number density. So when we do all this sudden increase in the area and everything, we have to make corrections in the equations. Why we are increasing the area? Because the charged particles getting in is very less. While it enters into the vacuum, a few is entering and few is getting lost. Now how much is getting lost? We need to figure out the fraction of the number charged particles which is getting lost. We need to figure out a factor that can compensate the loss. We have to introduce it here. Then this 10 power minus 7 will be compensated and we will be getting our number density which is close to the expected value. Otherwise, we will be moving around this and we will not get anywhere. That's what I am feeling. And how do we correct it? We should know how much is the original value and how much is getting lost. So we have to again put our probe straight into the atmospheric pressure plasma, estimate the number density, and then we have to compare it with our present value, and then we can know how much is lost, and then accordingly we have to make other assumptions. It's very simple. See, like we have a laser source, let's say, and it's giving out 5 watts or 10 watts power. I am using an optical fiber to transmit this light, and it is coming out. Let's say it's giving out only 5 watts. Now, if I am not aware of how much is transmitted out, I can be very well imagining myself that there is no loss in this fiber. How do I know whether it is transmitting the power completely without any loss or there is actually a loss in it? We can only know when we are aware of the input power to the cable, that is the power transmitted to the cable. And it is 5 watt, it is 10 watt, so I can estimate a 50% loss in the fiber. So this is what I am trying to say. We have to know what is the original charged particles, and while sampling into the vacuum, what is the loss we need to estimate. Only then we know whether actually there is any loss or everything that is coming out of the jet is just directed inside. So I think I am able to communicate what is there in my